hello, look at you. Look at you, look at you. It's nice to have you again. I'm happy you're staying glued. I'm happy you're staying disciplined and you're ready to go from zero to SE hero. All right. So let us just dive into it and cut the chase. So in the last video, I told you about search engine algorithm, and what it's all about. I basically told you that search engine algorithm is a set of rules that determines how the final result is being shown to you, the user. So the search engine algorithm is a set of rules that are in place to determine how results are being shown to the users. So from there, we briefly touched on search intent. And then basically, I told you that search intent is basically the intention of the user as at the time that they search for something. So search intent is basically the intention of the user as at the time that they search for something. All right. So we cannot really talk about search intent without talking about something called customer journey. So when it comes to marketing or digital marketing as a whole, it is important to understand this basic foundation of marketing, which is called the customer journey, or some salespersons might actually call it the buyer's journey. All right. So the customer journey comes in five phases, and then the first phase of the customer journey is the awareness stage, followed by the consideration stage, purchase, rentation, and then the advocacy stage. So, you know, coming back to our slide and then looking at the example of the user query that we have there, requirements for nurses shoe, and then someone else who have a query like nurses shoes or where to buy nurses shoes in Nigeria. So for example, someone who would, put in a query like requirements for nurses' shoes clearly do not know what the requirements is for nurses' shoes. So this type of person is at the awareness stage of their journey. They don't really know what they want. So, the person would use queries that, that aligns with this awareness stage. They don't really know what they want. So, they would search to understand what they want and what they need to buy. And after they understand what they want, after several consideration, considering prices of several websites and everything like that, they move on to the to the purchase stage. After the consideration stage, they buy on the website. After buying on the website, they move on to the rentation stage, which is the stage where companies or these organizations try to retain the customer and try to, keep them coming. After that, they become a loyal customer. They're always coming back to the same brand. And they become an advocate as well. They start to tell people, spread the good word of mouth about the product that they bought from you. So, how does this align to you as someone who is into SEO and someone who is who wants to do search engine optimization? What I want you to understand is that when you are optimizing content or when you're optimizing or different search queries have intentions towards them. These people don't really just just put in query there without an intention. There is an intention towards every search query, and each intention or the search intent is at every stage of the customer journey. So when you understand the intent behind the query, it makes it easier for you to optimize content for the potential user or the person that you're trying to reach. All right. So that is that about customer journey. In your free time, you can, read more about customer journey and what customer journey is all about. But let us come back to this and let us talk about search intent. I already told you that search intent is the intention of of the user as at the time that they enter the query. So no, let us use an example of this query that I have here. So I have three queries here. So one of it is like requirements for nurses' shoes, which I just explained earlier. The such person who would use such query, they don't really understand or know the requirements for nurses' shoes. They don't maybe like it could be a new nurse on the job that does not really know what the requirements for shoes on the job are. So they do their research to determine. And after they know the requirements, then they can put in queries like nurses' shoes. Maybe this is the time where the intention has changed now. The intention at this point is to understand the requirements or the type of shoe that they need to buy at this other time where they put in nurses' shoes or where to buy nurses' shoes in Nigeria, the intention has changed. The intention at this point of time is to now is to start to consider where to buy the shoe. So that's basically what the meaning of search intent. It is the intention behind every query. And if you just look at a more like visual example right here, and then look at how that kind of like aligns with search engine algorithm and the search engine results page. All right, so putting that query requirements for nurses' shoes into the search engine. What you can see right here is that again it is showing me people also ask and lots of blogs to show you the kind of like shoes or the requirements for nurses' shoes. So it is showing blogs and content that talks about the requirement of nurses' shoes, and then it is showing also like people also ask to determine the other questions that people ask in relation to the query. So, like for example, what qualifies as a nursing shoes? What shoes do I need as a nurse, and things like that. So, the intention at this point of time is to understand um, the kind of shoe that they need to buy. But then, when you change the query to like nurses' shoes, what you would see immediately is that it would start to show you where to buy the actual shoe, and just at the top here, they are actually shoes, but I did not actually screenshot that well enough. But looking at these other results, you will see that there are websites that you can actually um buy the shoes. We looking at the search features here or the search engine results page here, you would notice that there are more of like pictures and links to where to buy shoes. While over here, it is more of like content that talks about um the type of shoes. So basically, that is just how search intent aligns with search engine results page. So the intent towards your query will determine the type of layout that the search engine algorithm is going to show you. All right. So for a takeaway task, just for a little exercise and a little bit of practice yourself, what I would like you to do is like, put in a term into Google and then, note the intent, like, just take note of the intent of this query that you have in mind. And then, put it into the search engine results page and then note the type of features or layout that comes out when you put in this query. And just feel free to write a document of like 50 words explaining what you see and what you understand on the search engine results page. So I hope to see you in the next video. I hope you're going to stay glued. I hope you're going to stay disciplined, and I hope I will be able to take you from zero to SE hero. So in the next video, we're going to talk about keyword research and actually how to do keyword research. We're going to try to use SEMrush 2 to do keyword research and several other tools that would be available to us. I'll see you in the next video.